Here's some advice at the beginning of the video. If you're gonna get a shitty Target wife beater that says Budweiser on it, make sure that it's a better blend of cotton. In this case, this is a soft blend of cotton that I probably overpaid for, and it's sliding down my mic. My microphone keeps pushing down the shirt, and eventually my nipple's gonna get exposed, and I don't want that. So a good tip if you're doing a video is to not do a video, number one, after you've drank a little bit, and number two, after you're wearing a terrible Target wife beater. This is a magic channel. As much as I try to step away from magic and doing things that are different, I have to remember that at the end of the day, I have to do card tricks. It's how I make a living with the PigCake Magic Academy, the home of over 1,500 videos going over card stuff, coin stuff, everything you need to become the best magician you could possibly be. All for the low, low price of a single White Claw a month. Some would say undervalued, which definitely hits my pocket. But you know what? I'm trying to provide a service to you guys that's reasonable and also very affordable. But if I was a little bit smarter, I'd probably charge way more for 1,500 videos that you get access to. And also in counting, I add videos every single week. So this is a fun little production based on a little slip cut of the bottom card of the deck that some of you guys might like. You could use it as a flourish if you want, or you could use it as an actual production of a single card from a deck. In this case, let's say the participant happens to call stop on this card over here, which is a double-backed card, which you want to remove before you do any sort of tutorial. Let's say they happen to call stop again, which is something you're going to have to get used to as a magician. Women are going to tell you, stop, stop, stop right there. Please remember that card. Don't forget it. In this case, it's going to be the 5 of clubs. That card is lost somewhere in the middle of the deck, never to be seen again. Guess what? That's a lie. In this case, all I have to do is just find it. Find it. I found it. 36 from the top of the deck. So all I have to do is just cut the 36th card from the top of the deck and catch it. And of course, that's going to be the 5 of clubs. Of course, I would hope that you would know a little bit better than that as a professional virgin yourself. So the move is as follows. Let's say we have a selected card. We're going to have a card picked and controlled to the bottom of the deck. What I did here is that you just called stop wherever. It happens to be the 5 of clubs. And I just did a little bit of a dribble pass. I did a dribble pass. So that card's on the bottom. If you want to learn that move, maybe consider the PigCake Magic Academy. Now, the action for the production could be done on a table, so you could do the actual separation move and have the card land on the table, or you could do it in your hands. And the way it works is as follows. You're going to lift up approximately half the cards, and you're going to out-jog them forward. Out-jogging is just a fancy way of saying make them stick out. I'm going to hold the cards from above with my fingertips here at the right hand. So as I bring this right-handed half over and out jog it, I'm actually going to use my fingers in the bottom to come in contact with that bottom card, and I'm going to pull it out approximately half its length. So this is what the card looks like underneath the lower half. But this action is, of course, covered by the right hand. So right now, if I lift up, that's what you're going to be seeing. Now here, we're going to have that card spin. And the way that we do that is by using the middle finger of the right hand. So I'm going to come in contact with the upper left corner of that card. That card is going to get spun against the middle finger of the left hand. So as I'm separating the packets, all I'm doing is that I'm separating these two piles and then placing my middle finger here, which is going to in turn allow this card to rotate. So I'm spinning that around the middle finger using both middle fingers of both hands, just like this, and that's what's going to allow that card to propel. Now, you're more than welcome to use this as a flourish, where it just looks like a card spins up and you manage to trap it between both halves. Again, all I'm doing there is just spinning the card and then catching it between both piles. You don't have to worry about any sort of control. You could just do this as a flourish itself. Let me do that so it stays within the frame of the camera, and you have a very nice looking flourish at that. So the production is going to look like this right here, where I managed to spin the card and catch it with my right hand. What I'm doing is I'm getting ready for the movement. I'm going to spin the card out. I'm going to replace the packet from my right hand on top of the deck, and I'm going to use my right hand to reach and grab that card. It's definitely going to take some practice, but what you're going to be rewarded with is a very nice looking flourish where you're able to produce a single card. Now, as I've mentioned before, you could do the exact same action on a table. So you could just separate your hands, that card flies and it lands on the table and you could produce it that way. But something about having that card fly up in midair and having you catch it with the right hand looks kind of cool. So as a production, the move looks like this, where you're able to produce that card from the middle of the deck. And as a flourish, it just looks like this, where you're able to spin that card and trap it between both halves. Either way, you're going to get no bitches. So it's very versatile. If you have, for example, multiple selection style routine, where you have a lot of people picking cards, you control that card to the bottom of the deck, you do the little production, and that's one card that you manage to produce without changing the order of the rest of them. So some advice at the end of the video. I really don't know where to go from here. I could talk about the TV, or I could talk about this. This is a little new addition to the PigCake watch collection. It's a Casio Duro. It's a very inexpensive watch. It's kind of a Submariner dupe, but a little bit bigger. And I just recently got into these natal straps. I got into these natal straps because they're very nice and they adhere to your body very well. I have very hairy arms. So typically when it comes to like a Jubilee bracelet, it pinches your hair and it removes it. And also, the only Jubilee bracelet I have is for a Seiko. And I bought it from a guy and they're loose. They're very loose. So this is never loose. This stays on your wrist. It's fine. And it's very classy and it looks kind of cool. I'm going to get a different band coming in tomorrow. That's actually the same one that Sean Connery wore in the original 007 movie. So I'm going to get that strap coming in tomorrow. So I'm kind of hyped for that. The strap was also very inexpensive, like $6. And it's a nice homage to that. So
I see you again. When 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 I see you again.